Yeah, we moved right up here to New England, and this has been great. Like, I love it up here. I go back home every now and then.
Foxwood.
I still got
Was
a lot
Foxwoods
of family down there.
was Foxwoods the one that you worked at?
Yeah, yep, yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
worked at several because I worked at Foxwoods. I worked at Mohegan Sun Casino. I moved back
Nice.
down to Atlantic City, and I worked down in two casinos down there. Then I moved back up here and just started back at Foxwoods.
I had a
Yeah.
brief period in my life where I was traveling for work, and it was like we sort of lived in a different place every week, every month, and we worked our way up the eastern seaboard. And that was the first time I got to go to Atlantic City. I was only there for like 2 nights. But when we got to Connecticut, a lot of times on our day off, it was like, you want to go gambling. And I went to
Yep.
both Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. And Mohegan Sun remains to this day, it's got to be top three, but it might still be my favorite casino. Like the whole
I
vibe of
agree.
it, where it's
It's
located,
awesome.
it's
It was
gorgeous.
the best casino I worked at too. It was very fun. It was a good environment. Foxwoods is huge. It's a large casino. At
Yeah,
one
yeah.
point, it was the largest casino in the world. At one point, now it's like the third
Oh,
or
interesting.
fourth. It might even drop more than that. But that's the big hype. It's a huge casino. It's just old.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like going to Disneyland if Disneyland was all indoors. That's like
yeah.
how it felt in Foxwoods.
Foxwoods literally coming up that hill. So I was saying I moved there when I was 5. Moved up here originally when I was 5, and for us it was Disneyland. You go over that hill and you see the big castle.
There was Mohegan Sun was I remember it was really pretty. It's like, this one mecca of an obelisk surrounded just by forest, and mountains, and you drive
Yep.
up and you see it when you're coming. And when I got there, I was playing, I was having fun. At the time I was, a $5 craps table person. Still am, by the way. Still, if you can find a $5 craps table, it's like the most fun you're ever gonna have.
That's fair. Yeah.
But there was an elevator, and it said something, I can't remember the name of it. You'd probably know the name of it, but it was like another casino or a bar or something. It was like cool people casino or cool people bar on the 15th floor. And so I got in the elevator and I went up to the 15th floor or whatever, and then this like very kind gentleman in a suit approaches me as the elevator opens, and he's like, what are you looking for or whatever? And I was like, cool people bar or whatever it was called. And he like puts his arm around me and gets back in the elevator and hits like the one button to take me back downstairs. And he's explaining like I'm not supposed to be there.
Yep.
That was
Oh man. You got to be a
that was a
member
weird
only for that one.
experience. Yeah. I don't
You try to sneak
never had
in.
enough money to my name to be on whatever floor that was.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, cool. So when you worked in casinos, yeah, I think you mentioned you were a dealer.
My dad actually. So yeah, we moved up here, and they all started in Atlantic City. Originally, my dad opened Foxwoods as a pit boss
Oh,
and a
wow.
trainer. He trained all the dealers for all the games. So I went to college for computer programming. Like, I've always been into technology, been a major gamer. But in 2005 when I went into college, at that point it was very difficult to get any technology job. You needed a master's degree. It's all, that's when it really was at the peak of you need a master's to get in the door. And I got into the door in the casino business easy. So yeah, I learned poker, blackjack, and craps as my main 3 games, and then yeah, 12 years later into it, I became a floor supervisor. But after 12 years, I just I did have a medical injury, and that put me out for a long time in 2017, and then right from there, I just fell back into my passion for technology and just kind of followed through with being a developer and yeah, going through with everything.
Didn't
Yeah.
didn't go the route of the Vampire Survivors guy where you programmed slot machines and then became a game developer.
Well, if you, I have made multiple different types of casino games. Yeah.
Now, tried your hand at it. Ooh, and this is interesting. What is the most fun job at the craps table? Is it pit boss? Is it stickman? Like, which one is more fun when you're
That is
interacting?
tough. That's tough. I like being a pit boss. I mean, I've never sat pit boss, but so floor supervisor, we don't really get to sit. I've sat in there, but it's not. Yeah, stick is fun. Stick is good. You get the vibe, you get the entertainment. You really control the table.
You have to just when you got like 8 people on your side, you have to be like listening to everything everybody's saying and trying to remember all the math in your
Yeah.
head.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dealer is a tricky job, but it's social. It's very fun. It's high energy. I've seen some crazy things.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people too. You know, fights, just crazy.
Wow.
Casino life is a crazy life.
The more you dealt, the less you gambled, or not true?
Not true. Not
Not
true
true.
because yeah, we all as a poker dealer, that was my main game. Consistently, we always had, dealer poker games, different people's houses. It was always running. I even so yeah, I mean, I've seen people lose $100,000 in 10 minutes. $100,000 in 10
Wow.
minutes. And just
That's
mentally
wild.
though, I don't know. It hasn't hit me to the point where it's like, don't gamble. It's more of just you need to be responsible and you need to know what you are gambling with. You have to think it's already lost. That's what it is. You go in, you're thinking,
Yeah.
I'm going to spend time to have fun. It's already lost. You can't think you're going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I've treated my casino experiences to date. Whatever we take out to go in, I just said, the money's gone. We're paying this for entertainment, and if we come out with any left, then I'm usually pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
Well, hey, you party people, it's Ned Crash. We got today DanManReal, unless it's just Dan Man and the real is extra. I never know when I read it. Where's the hype? Is the hype on Dan? Is it on Man? Is it on Real?
So ironically, my name is actually Dan Man, like in real life.
Oh,
My last name is Man. It's spelt a little different, but I'm Irish. It's like McMahon, and it is Man. So it is Dan Man. Dan Man Real's kind of, yeah. That's kind of the brand.
the brand, Dan Man
Yeah.
brand. Well, thanks for joining the show today. So we got a lot to talk
Thank you
about.
for
We
having me.
were we were talking about a few different things before we got started, but yeah, I'm really kind of fascinated by this journey from working in casinos to getting into traditional software development. And now everything that you're doing is kind of off the rails with the AI and obviously content and kind of making some of your own games, like you mentioned. So maybe we start the story like where you kind of said it just finished off in 2017. You started picking back up the technology piece of life that you had, left behind, even though you were classically trained for this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I graduated in 2009 and I got my bachelor's degree. From there, it was just always a passion because I was in the casino. But yeah, fast forward to 2017, jumped right back into it. I didn't get too heavy into it. I've only been a content creator officially, like with my channel. It was July of not last year, but the year before. So we're coming up on 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the calendar and everything, trying to keep my time straight. Yeah, it's so beyond that. As soon as 2017 hit, and I just really was just more of a hardcore gamer, just progressively more and more hardcore gaming. I did focus right in on all my developing skills and just basically building bots and platforms and various little things. I did get into Twitch for a while, but
Oh, okay.
my whole fun story with Twitch, I actually got banned from Twitch for streaming League of Legends while scripting. So again, I'm a coder, I'm a programmer,
While
so
scripting.
I know how to make like bots and tools, etc. And for League of Legends, it's a MOBA. So scripting is essentially I could hold the space bar and it would perfectly time all of the skills and just attacks while I
Ah,
run
okay.
around. Scripting. And Twitch doesn't like that. So I got banned from Twitch. It was a little short-lived. And then yeah, it's just but I'm a white hat. Like I'm a very good hacker. Like I'm a good person hacker. I'm not a bad guy. I actually even during like the alpha for Godforge, I helped out. Like I found a good amount of bugs. It was the highlight of it for me. I got to test a lot of different tools. told the Fateless team directly, like, hey, I'm testing some stuff. I know I found this problem, this needs to be fixed. And yeah, they took my feedback, so I know that helped the game as a whole, helped everybody, because some of those bugs that were in there, thankfully they fixed pretty quick too. Even like within a couple days or a week, the big bugs, the ones that I was thinking, oh, they'll never have this fixed before the next alpha, they had them fixed in that same alpha, and I was shocked. So they're doing a good job. Yeah.
So worked on games and applications, or mostly applications before the recent era?
So it was like mostly applications for games. That was
Oh,
essentially
okay.
it. I've never ever actually had like an actual, like, hired on by a team or anyone that that needed computer programming work. It was always just
Never
personal hobby.
boring software.
Never. Yeah.
Never boring software. Did you ever do that White Hat Hacker Convention in Vegas? I can't remember what it's called.
No, but I
DEF CON, is that
know.
what it's called?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I did join some. I mean, so it's for games again, though. But I have joined
Right.
teams for, yeah, just bug fixing or trying to hack things and stress testing.
Where does that kind of passion come from? To want to understand the mechanics and then like manipulate it.
So I think it's just super deep, deep. Like I've been a gamer since I was 7. That's when I got my first computer. I was 7 years old, and then from that moment, and I had very conservative parents that wouldn't let us on the computer a lot. So when we did get onto it, I played RuneScape. That was my first game. I played that
Nice.
from 7 years old until college. I quit it at 20 years old. I quit
Wow.
RuneScape at 20 years old. But I think just in that gap and in that time frame, if you know that game, it's a very grind heavy game. So naturally, if you could build something that could help you speed up that grind, help that
Yeah.
automation, that is what focused me in at such an early age. And then progressively, like even through college, because I had roommates, I went to school of technology, so everyone, we kind of pitched in our visions. And I went for computer science, computer programming, the computer science aspect, and digging really deep into how the chips work, how everything connects. It's that data it's totally mind-boggling to me even now. Like, and that's why AI for me is just, whoo, it's where the world's at. It's crazy advancements.
Yeah. Yeah, no matter how much I find out about any of the stuff that I've worked with, how it works, it just like introduces more questions. But I tried computer science when I went to school, and I wouldn't say that I flunked out or dropped out, but I dropped it as a course of study because the first class I went to was assembly language, and I went to
Okay.
5 physical classes, and the dude was putting me to sleep every time with talking about assembly. But the way my mind works, it's like if I don't understand the building blocks, then it's hard for me to understand a higher level language and the outputs. So I kind of
Yep.
had to move on to other things. But yeah, falling asleep to assembly. I'm with you though. I like understanding how the
Yeah.
sausage is made, basically.
Absolutely.
So then, if we fast forward to the modern era, then so you started using the skills in the content creation world, and I pulled up your YouTube channel, and I like pulling up people's YouTube channel and clicking oldest to see kind of what the early uploads were. I don't even know the
Yeah.
game you were playing, but there's no audio track, there's no video. It's just a game being played with some kind of repeated thumbnail. Is that what it is right now, or did it start that way and maybe something changed?
So I started an AFK Journey, and if you're going back to number one, like video number one, at one point it had a good thumbnail. It was AI generated, so I started as a
Ah,
content creator, really kind of getting into it, thinking, cool, I can use this AI to make my thumbnail. I can use this AI to kind of do some research, background history on the game and stuff, and maybe topic, etc. Yeah, I threw all those. So on the thumbnails now for all my oldest videos, at some point I reached where the game, and again I was a new creator, so the game just outdated itself. Like it just started, new patches came in. So mentally I was thinking, oh, I'll throw a sticker on there that says out of date. I forget what the thumbnail actually says. What is it? Very old or something?
Yeah, old I think is the largest word.
Old, yeah, very old, or yeah. And so I made it. That's an AI picture too, that says very old video or something. And I kind of made that sticker and plastered it against all the videos that were running out of date.
Yeah. Let's see. Why isn't it? There we go. And then I need to pick old or oldest. Oh my gosh, YouTube. When you've
I
got
should
like
pull it up too while we're doing this.
8 things open on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I click oldest, and the thumbnail just says old in this, classic purple and green, and then YouTube
Yeah.
thumbnom.
Yeah.
Unless that was AI
yes.
generated, is that one?
The whole thing is AI generated, so it really shows you like what it's. That's 2 years ago. So to show you the
2
progress
years
that
ago,
AI
it was
has
hard to
made,
get words right. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, so not even the words, but even just the image generation and everything, it was so different that I think like that thumbnail. I'm pulling it up now too, but that thumbnail that I used at that time, I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! It's so cool!" Like I was so hyped about how cool it was. I think it was making it look cool. But yeah, major different world we're living in now with how much advance we've had.
So AFK Journey was your first game that you did content
Yeah,
on, and you came out the gate attempting to supplement the creation process with some AI tools.
yeah, yep,
Was that
yeah.
ChatGPT? Did you start with that one?
I did, yeah. And at that time, even for like the first several months, so I started in like a July, and I think it took until like December until anything else really even came out like that was popular to use or as efficient as ChatGPT. It took several months till I tested something else.
2 years ago, I didn't know they were doing image generation. We were using Midjourney to do
Yeah,
image
that's what I mean. It was
generation, but
very early, very early.
and so the thinking it was like I can do content. I have enough time because these things make it easier than it used to be.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, visuals too. So even I guess it's the way that I learned for video editing. I think I started on like Windows Video Maker, just making videos,
Okay.
and I actually built a lot of things in PowerPoint. Like started in Paint, moved up to PowerPoint, and yeah, it kind of just progressed from there. But being able to generate, so starting out with AI, definitely it was more just about building some images and being able to add those, not just for the thumbnail, but adding them into the videos. And that just really
Right.
piqued my like total passion for being a content creator, making something that I can call my own. I put my own feeling into it, my own taste.
Yeah, when I think of like a Dan Man video, when I watch, even looking at the thumbnails of the old videos, but like watching
Yeah.
some of your newer videos, this was that thing I was telling you about is like the experience for someone like me in my, tan Carhartt shirt is like being thrown into the middle of a rave that's already going and somebody's trying to explain trigonometry over the music to you while feeding you cotton candy shots. Like that's like the Dan Man assault of color and action and 18 things happening at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. That's what I was going for.
But now it's not easy, right? It's like you think about using AI to do the thumbnail and maybe do some editing, help you come up with a script. I mean, those things make your life easier, but I feel like the amount of things that you put into one video now is not necessarily easy. It's still got to be incredibly time consuming to get all this stuff generated from all these different inputs and feedbacks and standing chats that you have.
Yep. And it is. It really is. So you start out with like the research and the background of the game. A lot of it, comes from you doing a game hands-on. I've always just covered games. I have done the oddball video. If you kind of go through my channel, I've had oddball videos of like a tribute video when George Foreman passed away. Like I've always been a big boxing fan and
Interesting.
MMA, so when he passed away, I was like really shocked. So I made a video about him and did a tribute to him. So something like that, maybe outside of gaming, but it's always been gaming. So for gaming, you get the experience playing the game hands on, learning what you're doing. Then you kind of get passionate about. Well, I personally get passionate about, what am I bringing to people? When I first started, it was all about let's make some guides for my guild. So in AFK Journey, I wanted to help everyone out. I was like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to. So that hasn't left me. That hasn't left at all. It's all about helping. So I started my Discord community, and every video I make, it's just focused in on, hey, this helps you in some way, whether it's even just entertainment. But yeah, the research, and yeah, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Time consuming for sure, and yeah, it's a lot of just the editing, and you can't entirely automate that with an AI. It doesn't, won't take over your project and hey, I need you to do this. It's not there. I don't think it'll ever be there. But
Yeah, it's too fine touch, right?
exactly. It's more of a personal taste individually too. I want it to just do what I want it to. Yeah, it's so hard to even kind of put out there in words. It is complex. It's too complex for that system. AI is super smart, but yeah. As I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it'll get there someday. Someday, it probably will. It'll get there, and it's like I'm putting in all this hard work doing it now, and it's fun though. That's the thing. It's hard work. It's time. It's fun time. It's fun work. Yeah.
Yeah. I just imagine, when I think about the future of AI, I always think about Iron Man and Jarvis in my mind, right? Like, Jarvis, do this for me. Jarvis, do this for me. Jarvis. And I'm thinking about editing that way, right? Like, Jarvis put these things in a timeline, but then when you want to do like, frame by frame cutting, right? And just refining it down to make things perfect, like, are you saving time telling the AI even verbally over and over and over again until it gets it right versus just dragging the mouse yourself, At what point is the time saving no longer there?
Yeah. And to a degree, AI is a little controversial. People think I won't say people think. It's a mixed bag of people that think they don't like AI art, even, for example. So it still, I think, will be a long-lasting feeling of, is this video natural? Is this video, did he put his time and work into it, or is that a full AI video? And I'll even admit, like there's a lot of AI videos out there right now. They're just terrible, or it's, once you realize it's AI, you're like, I don't even want to watch that part. There is that side of it. So yeah, the human touch, it has a special touch, a special thing over AI for sure.
You think about like a table, right? You can look at a table and you can say, like, that's a pretty table. I want to own that table. And then maybe you find out it's an IKEA table. So there's 20,000 of them that exist, and there's a reason that it's that expensive. And it might look good, and you might still get it, and maybe the decision comes down to cost, right? But then if you find out that table was made by one dude, and his name was Frank, and he lives in Upper Massachusetts, right? And there's only one of Frank, and he makes 3 tables a year. There becomes this like pride of ownership, or in the art of the table. And when you, I think about AI created content, not necessarily AI aided content, but AI created content, like the first Sora videos that I saw, where, like, for instance, Quinn69 had his chat do prompts of him in videos, and they're all hilarious. And it's like, it's the first time I saw it, it's all hilarious, right? Then you see somebody else do it, then you see somebody else do it, then you say, and all of a sudden it's just all the Sora videos are the same, and there's 8 million of them, and now it's not funny or interesting anymore, right? And I think that's where my head's at with it, right? Is some compare and contrast of the table allegory with the volume of homogeneousness.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But at the same time, right, with the tools that you're using, you're doing a lot of stuff that's different. Like the, whether, regardless of how anybody feels about it, right, like the twerking Godforge character,
I was just
for
going to bring that
instance,
up.
where you were able to like, yeah, you're able to upload like reference material and then have like kind of a unique output where you can play with the idea of an asset, something like that. I think there's a lot of opportunity for creativity in that.
I agree. And that's awesome too. That's what blew my mind. Like when I could take a character, move them, make them do whatever you want, have their mouth move, and like have it sync with your audio. Like I actually did that in a couple of my videos too. It's in the mix of everything that I have, but I did create an avatar that could just go right off of your voice. Like that blows my mind. As a computer science major, like that's where I think we're at the peak with technology. It's like that's awesome. And it's hands-on that everyone could do it. Everyone. You have a computer, you got a little bit of time, you could do the research, you figure it out, and it's available to everyone, which is really crazy. It's awesome.
Do you feel like you're in like an experimental time with your content? Do you feel like you're trying a lot of different things? Because when I look at even like your most recent videos, there's kind of three different styles that I noticed. One is you do have a classic me on camera, something in the background, explain what viewers looking at. But then you have the one that you mentioned where it's like almost like VTuber you, like 3D modeled animated character with a big mouth with articulation speaking your lines. And I think that video turns into this, but then there's the other videos too where it's just text on a background and then you saying the text. And those are three very different styled videos.
Yeah, so that for me started. I'm still focused on the highest quality work. It's definitely, if you do look back at some of my videos over the last several months, it's been a little scientific to a degree. Like as AI has been progressing, I'm thinking I want to test this, I want to test that, I want to see what I could do. So yeah, it's I've tested every sense of what I could put out as far as artwork and as far as my creations, and it's progressively getting better, it's getting stronger, but yeah, like my newest videos, it just falls right back to quality work, putting my time in. It's not all about the shortcuts. The shortcuts that it's not efficient. It's definitely nowhere near the quality that I could put into it manually is not there. For any of the good tools that you could buy or look into online. Yeah, it's been an experiment for sure.
Do you think that you have like a style that you've settled on that you want to do, mass produced stuff with? Like, do you like that animated character speaking your lines, like almost VTuber level?
Personally, no. I think,
interesting.
I didn't like, I used them to think it was cool, tested it out. In the moment, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, it's new for me. It was new technology that I was learning. But then, so here's the other thing, too. When you look at those videos that I was testing, it was never Godforge. They were games that, yeah, that is the factor here. So it wasn't Godforge. And I think with Godforge, I'm more passionate, definitely. So I put time and quality into it, and I'm like more excited about it. I tested those AI videos more on games that I just wasn't very active in or really playing. It was just something to put out for the community, give them that text video of, hey, there is some information here. Not the best videos, not the best, not the best. But yeah, you jump into my Godforge videos and it's just total different world. You can see where it's, he's putting the time in.
Well, and maybe that's where the different style is, where you go ahead and do the thumbnail of you on camera with the footage in the background. So AFK Journey was how you got into content, and you did that because you were playing the game, you liked the game, you had the guild, you were trying to help the guild learn how to do stuff. Do you still play it? Because I see the handbag behind you. Is it still like on your phone?
It is on my phone. but I actually, so the game got, and my server was still good and everything. It's just the game, I don't know, I fell out of it. I really did. I played it for a year and a half. Loved the game to death. I don't know, maybe it just got a little tedious. I played that game probably longer than I played any game. I played it only though for a year and 2 months. So again, RuneScape, that's the longest for sure. Easy record
Yeah.
winner. But beyond that, it's been I'll play a game for 3 to 6 months, move on. I'll play a game for a couple months, move on. I've tried everything. I have played every game. I would say there's not a game that came out on mobile that I didn't play because I continuously was looking in the Play Store, what's coming new. I always was trying to get into the alphas, the betas. It's really how I found Godforge. Just looking in super early games and seeing the communities talking about it. And yeah.
Oh, not because of Raid and Hell Hades and all that.
No. So hear me out. I played Raid for about a month or two. It was not long. And I love the game, but again, I move on. I play a lot, played everything. Casually, in the streamer world too, like I've just, I've met and seen and talked to a lot of the creators, so I always knew who Hell Hades was. Knew Simon, Susie. I've seen Susie and Odd One through so many games. I've talked to them too, like personally, even before this game.
So Godforge really, from looking at what was up and coming.
Yeah, that is what pulled me in initially. And so here's the crazy thing with Godforge too. This is my backstory with it. So I've been in the Fateless community, joined the Discord for a year, but about a year before that, I actually found Godforge, and at that point, it was a whole different name that they were going with. It wasn't I talked to someone about this too before, and they didn't know what I was talking about. But when I first joined the Discord, and they said they were making a game, I knew that's when I was. Oh, it's Hell Hades, cool. Oh, he's playing Raid, cool. I think that's when I was getting into Raid. So about 2 years ago, just testing it out, trying things. I left it. I wasn't. It was too early. It was way too early for me. I was this ain't coming out for a year. They're talking about they're in the very, very early thought process stages of it. So I left the Discord, and then when I rejoined, and I was like, oh, I've been here before. That was an experience.
So what is kind of your primary game right now in the run up to Godforge? Is it Legend of Ymir?
Yeah, so again though, like I said, I'm really casual with some things. Legend of Ymir right now is very, very casual for me. It's honestly more of a work. It's more of a job because I am the game master of a partner server on Legends of Ymir. So the way their game works, they hire on server owners that I help to operate. I cast events and try to build a community on the server. And it's almost a competition between partners for building up your server, having the most active server, keeping things fun and alive.
Interesting.
So that for me, I play it, but I can't really say I play it. I play it, but it's more of a job. Right now, I was gonna say right now I don't really play much. I'm waiting for Godforge. I was playing Dragonair, pretty casually again too. I'm waiting for Godforge.
With for a lot of people who don't know Legend of Ymir, it looks like I was doing a little bit of homework, right? It looks like an MMO, but it says that it's a blockchain game. Can you talk a little bit about how that works, like a 3D MMO blockchain, and then this concept of a sort of player-owned server landscape? Yeah,
so there are I know there's a ton of series of games out there that you can use crypto on or in, and you could sell items and stuff for crypto. And it's a little different. Legend of Ymir, it's along those lines, but there is a economy system in the game where you have diamonds, which is it is a premium currency. You have to buy them. You can't earn them really without buying it. But then on the flip side, they have a second premium currency, which is WeMix, and it's a crypto coin, and you can buy it. They have their own shop, which players can post items in, and you can earn your WeMix by grinding in the game. There's multiple ways. It's a play to earn system. that you can grind different dungeons, various events, and you earn small amounts of Wemix. And then you could sell your items in the shop for Wemix. You could buy items with Wemix. It's kind of set up that way.
And then how does you run a server and then the servers compete on activity and events and whatnot? How does that play into it?
Yeah, we actually so there's like tournaments too between the partner servers that we nominate players that are on our servers. We can kind of build a 10v10 versus each of the servers. That I would say is like the most fun part. Yeah, that's actually like the most fun part. And then the server that wins gets a big reward for the whole server. And that's cool. What they give us a lot of fun things like little tools to just put out bosses for people to fight, etc. But it's crazy how I actually got into this was through content creation because they hired us on as we're partner server operators, game masters, and our main focus in operation is promoting the game, building the server. It was tied into content creation, and I was contacted by the marketing team from a previous game, actually, though, from a previous game. So earlier in the summer of last year, I was covering Odin Valhalla Rising. It's the same marketing team. So 7 months later, they emailed me and they were like, hey, we love the work you did now. We have a proposal for you. You want to run your own game? Yeah, let's do that.
Interesting. No, that's a cool concept. What's like max player count on a server?
500, and then your server's capped out. And mine, we were up to 360 is the most players we ended up reaching at a peak. Things have really died down. So the game actually started in August. I didn't get my server until November, and I was the fifth partner server.
Okay. But it's not, it's seeing a decline in player base overall as a game?
It is, it's a big pay-to-win game. It's an MMO, but it is a pay-to-win game. I mean, and I guess being a crypto game essentially goes kind of hand in hand with that. It's a crypto game, so it's pay-to-win. The people that are playing now are very invested.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. I never did play one. I remember Axie Infinity was like the really famous one. That was the one that, made all the news. But I kept thinking to myself that it's a good idea. I kept thinking to myself, like, what if I could play WoW and I could take my real money, buy in-game currency? WoW does this to an extent, right? Use the in-game currency for game time, for market trade, whatever. But that there was a shot that I could get the Sword of Infinite Truth or whatever to drop, and then I could sell that and then cash back out. Like that economy existing in like a pure form where the player wasn't just, operating off of a fraction of the dollar that they put in terms of value would be amazing if somebody could pull it off.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Ymir has that. You can, you get a drop in the game. You can post it up to the shop. Sell it for your Wemix. It's going to be hard for you to really build up something worthwhile. Like you might earn $5, but it's possible. Yeah.
I guess just something like a Diablo 3 where they sell.
I was just going to jump.
Probably...
We're reading each other's minds. Literally, dude. I was just going to say the Real Money Auction House, and that Diablo 3, loved it so much. Loved it. Loved that game. Yeah. That's the Real Money Auction House. Same. I loved that system too. I actually made bank when it first came out. You could sell items. The max was $250 for an item, and you just posted anything, and people were buying them. Like you were just making money. It was a crazy game.
Just posting things for $1 and getting $1.
Yeah.
To kind of full circle that story into content creation, discovering Godforge, starting to make Godforge content, then you took it a step further and made your own game. Maybe you've made two now. Is Heaven and Hell the same as the Discord like card battler that you made?
So actually, I've made multiple games over the years. Like they've never been like more community driven or like put out there because again, it's content creation where I just started my own community. Before I've just kind of made my own games to play when I'm bored. So even with Godforge specifically, I've made two Discord games. So a couple months ago, I started
Okay.
one. It was when Simon announced that there's going to be a normalized draft mode. It clicked in my
Yeah,
head
that's
where
right.
I clicked in my head with how I could build one. And I was thinking, I'm going to put it into Discord. Like, I'm going to have a Discord game where everyone that's, wherever they could come play it. So the first game I made was the normalized draft mode. And I believe I made a video on it. I'm pretty sure it might be a little bit back in the logs. I made a video on it. I did. And that was a fun game. I love the normalized draft mode. I think and again, that's AFK Journey. That's what kept me in AFK Journey as long as it did, was they have, oh my God, I'm losing my train of thought. Honor Duel. I was going to say, I forgot the name of it. Honor Duel. It's their version of a normalized draft mode. So that type of style of game, that's what I love. I shoot for that. I shoot for that in a game. So I built that into a Discord game. That was fun. It was very, very short lived, though. Not much big hype, I guess. So kind of drowned it out. And then, yeah, this newer one, it was, it really evolved way beyond what I was planning for it to be. It was really just, casual summoning simulation. Then it got to the point where I'm thinking, oh, I can add this. Oh, I can add that. I can add this. I can add that. And it just grew and it grew and it grew. And yeah, right now, I ended up taking the game aspect of it off of the website, and I'm moving more into a direction
Okay.
of just yeah. The website now is more of just a database because Godforge is coming. It's going to be here before we know
Hmm.
it, and I didn't want to compete with Godforge. That wasn't the whole goal or point and purpose. And I know I want people to use my website or play the game, do whatever. I didn't want to compete with Godforge. So so instead I've conformed the website to be a pure database for Godforge. Like all the information it does have though, so I kept in like the big fun features of the whole combat simulation, the summoning simulation that's not up currently. I'm working on that on the side and then I'm gonna add it back in. And then once we have more data, I can like just add all the data and kind of pump it to where even the combat simulation you can test bosses on the website and in real
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
So less of a game at that point and more like here's what I have on my roster, give me some options and then run a simulation against whatever, we know about floor 150 or boss X and it'll
Yep.
give you like maybe a odds output of success or something like that.
Yeah, actually, I've coded it into like a real time simulator, and it's got the combat log. I got Fafnir in
Oh,
there,
cool.
and I got the Golden Guardian because we know their kits, even from the alpha. Recording all that video, like I know all the stats, all that stuff, so I have a lot of good information. So it's pretty accurate to alpha as far as it is. I'm gonna try to get as much into it from when the game launches, but we'll see. I'm gonna try and see how it progresses.
Well, I respect the experimentation and the tinkering, and that's kind of the theme that I see running through all the content, all the stuff that you've been doing. You may
Hmm.
be on something for like a month, like you said with some of the games, some of the content, some of the video styles, but I feel like you're, bank that knowledge now, move on to next thing, like bank it, move on, bank it, move on. At some point, I feel like
Absolutely.
this is all just going to coalesce into something really, really cool. Maybe that's the database website that you're talking about. Maybe it's some style that you come up with for your videos, but it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's reaching a bit of a pinnacle. And I'll tell you this. So on my website too, like there's a big button at the top that says Optimizer, and it says coming soon. That was early in alpha, early in alpha one. When I was learning about more of Raid and like what Simon does with Hell Hades with his optimizer. Like I was like, oh, I could do that. I was like, I could do that. That would be really fun. I still want to do that. Like it's been that passion hasn't left me. So, the game's not up. We're not too really. I don't know everything about syncing into the game and being able to pull the data as far as the game. This website's connected to your hero now in the game. I haven't solved that whole side of it, but it'll be easier, more hands-on to be able to test things and see how things go. So that is kind of the goal, is to have the website be able to connect to the game, be able to pull all the gear that you have in the game, so I can give you good options for gearing. Yeah, just that whole side of it.
And right now it's just team of one, right? It's just you and then obviously the AI tools that you're using.
Team of one. Oh, so no, actually right now
working on your website.
Okay, so yes. Yeah, I do everything. I do everything end to end as far as development. The website is 100% me, end to end. But I am driven because I have a team that I do. It's work. It's actual work, and it's actually Work Wish. So I have WorkWish.ai is my company. I'm a part owner with three other guys. Yeah, WorkWish. And we do, our actual business plan and model revolves around helping small businesses automate to save time and money. That is the whole focus. It is very AI driven as far as what we can automate, doing research, processes. There's a lot to it. But I am the head developer. I'm the head developer, so everything that's built goes through me. We do have two of the other guys. They're very well versed in code. They know code. They can help me out. They actually help a ton with just different ideas and stuff. But they have their own role. So I'm the coder.
Gotcha. What a lot of times I'll have somebody on who's been doing content for a while, and I'll ask them, like, what advice do you have for people getting into YouTube or Twitch or whatever? In your case, I'm kind of curious, like, what advice do you have for people who want to make a game and don't know how to code? Like, what does the stack look like right now? Is it just ChatGPT? Is it Google AI Studio? Like, what would you say is like the tool set that somebody should take and learn to have like some kind of cool output?
That is a very, very tough question. It's very, very tough. So someone new. I use every AI possible. I really do. Like I could tell you what one's better than the other for specific reasons too. Like I use so many continuously because they all do something. They all do something better than the next, or something specializes in a certain area. Yeah. God, as far as building a game, actually, I can kind of play off of a situation too, where someone had told me that they were thinking about building a game in real life, and and if someone watches this video, I'm going to share it to them. They'll know like I'm talking about the situation. They wanted to build a card game in real life, like in a physical card game, but using AI for generating the images, just that part of it. And then that's when I actually pitched. I actually pitched to them like, why don't you make a video game online? Like it'll be, broader audience, probably less overhead for cost of buying all the materials and stuff like that, which I don't even know much about. Like I don't know much about that side of it at all. But I just mentally thought, make an AI game or make a video game online. It'd be way more entertaining. They didn't decide to take my advice on that, but I did look into like what they could do as far as what they wanted, and it's not insanely difficult. It's not for making a game. It's research. You could put your time into it. You definitely want to go broad with how many AI you want to use. So I think everyone when they think AI, they're like, oh, ChatGPT. Yes, it's like the golden standard. I love it for high-end research, for total research, or even questioning the other AI that are available. So if an AI puts out an output, I will throw it into ChatGPT to say, how does this sound, or what is your viewpoint on it? And then kind of go from that direction. Yeah, ChatGPT. If you guys are brand new, that's the starter. And then check out Gemini. Check out Claude. Check out Claude Bot. Brand new. like, and then yeah, you want to get even deeper. You go for LLMs. Like have one on your machine. There's a whole different field you can go in with AI. There's a lot to it.
What's the one that you like for code generation?
So it's tough. I mean, I say it's tough because Claude is really good, but they're under so much fire. Like, I don't know if we want to get political, but if you
Oh,
know anything about Claude with Anthropic, like they're under like fire with the political stuff going on, and I'm like weary of using it.
hmm.
So there's another one too for specifically for coding Kimi, which is the Chinese coder. China's coder. It's more of you have to use a VPN to try it and everything, but that is super good right now. It's really advanced. Yeah, that's kind of where coding with AI is tricky. Coding with AI is tricky, and I'll tell you this, like especially hands-on doing it. I can have if you're brand new and you don't know anything about code, and you go to an AI and you say, "Hey, I need to build this, code this for me." It'll give you a program. It'll maybe work. If you the code is not, oh man, how do I even want to put this? I think maybe it's even a more of a personal taste too with being a computer programmer, and I know how I want to code. So when I see it code and it's not how I would do it, or if I know like a better, I have multiple times been in a situation where I'm like, why did it do that? Like it's so much faster or easier or even just better for quality to do it this way. It's smart. It'll work. It gets it to a point where it'll work, but there is way better knowledge base that I think it needs. It's still not perfect. And going with that, let me just say too. So the whole Anthropic situation, even their CEO says, and again, I don't know how political or why do you want to get with this, but he said he doesn't want the government to use it for weapon testing
Oh,
because
right. Yeah, yeah.
he agrees. Yeah, he doesn't. That's the whole issue. Is the government wants to use it for weapon testing? He says no, like absolutely not. It's not smart enough for that. It's not. There's still major room for error. Anything can happen. And even like on a podcast, he said recently, everyone that uses it for code, they know it causes problems. Like there's always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the existential piece of this is really interesting, and you know, it's been said a lot about the way that humans evolve technology. To put it in like a slightly more PG language, it's like any new technology we get, the first two things people want to do with it is fall in love with it or blow stuff up with it, right? Like, and
So
it's
true.
the same thing with AI, right? Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
for the you know, I know that there's a few people that I've talked to that are, you know, starting to dabble in game creation. I think indie games are huge now. The Expedition 33 guys, you know, Brad mentioned it on the last episode. They said openly, like, we didn't know how to make a game, so we started watching YouTube videos.
Nice.
So I am, you know, Vednad made Megabonk by himself in 8 months. Now he is a game developer,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yep.
100% certain that there had to be some AI assistance in there for the amount of time it took him to crank it out, right? So there's so
Yes.
much that people can do.
So that's the big thing. That's the big thing. AI with coding, it's a major speed boost. That's what it is. It'll ramp you, and it'll anything that you can produce by hand, making your own code. AI will do it about 6 to 10 times faster. That's the thing. It might not be more quality work. It might not be better. There's gonna be more bugs, but it's faster. It's definitely more streamlined. I actually, one of my professors from college, I follow her on Facebook, and she put out a video that she moved on beyond being a professor. She has a bunch of businesses. She sold a bunch of businesses, but she put in there on a video that she said she would never hire now. she would never hire anyone that does not use AI, because it's too, it just makes sense to be more efficient, be fast, be able to push out the products and code that we need. It's a good tool, helps you beyond anything.
What was it that you were saying in the chat? It's been a few months, but you were talking about the paid version of ChatGPT and how much more of a benefit it was if you just went all in on like the highest tier. Like, what does that look like? Because I only use the free version, so I know how that is, and I get disappointed with it pretty often, right? Like, I could go down the rabbit hole of an image generation with it, and it gets stuck on a theme, and I can't break it. You know, I have to start over with a brand new chat. So, like, what is the difference when you go into like full paid version?
Yeah, oh man, huge differences, huge, huge. So we'll go with ChatGPT, basic example. Yeah, free version, so limited. You'll get, it goes by all different factors. So images creation, you're going to be limited. I think you get 3 a day, I think. Then you go to the next tier where you'll get nearly unlimited. Nearly unlimited. It's like, it'll be hard for you to reach that point, but I think it's like 2 to 500 images or something to that degree. And then the pro version, it's like you'll never reach that point. You'll never. I mean, I've made 2,000 something videos, 2,000 images of the characters that I've made just using ChatGPT. Just ChatGPT. I like Gemini too for image creation. I think those are my 2 favorite. Gemini uses the Banana Pro, the Banana model.
Okay.
So those 2 are my personal favorite. But yeah, so I've pushed so much through ChatGPT. But it's not just image creation. It's also content length for the token. Let me put this in simple terms. So tokens is chat length for how much information it can understand and read and learn, more importantly, and hold on to that memory. And then also how much it can produce for telling you something. That's a token system. The more you pay for, the more you're getting for tokens, for intelligence, for memory, everything. It goes up. And that's how all AIs are designed right now, because it's a cost on their system. So they have to charge by how much you're going to use of their system. So you pay the higher end, you're at full unlock. They give you as much, that they would give anyone as the higher paid product.
And so when you think about that in the real world, it's like free version, I can type a sentence, I can type 2 sentences, I can type a paragraph. It'll probably accept the input. Paid version, I can type 100 pages and it'll accept the input, and it will remember it and understand the context of all of it. And then on the 1 or 2 sentence version, it's like maybe I get 20 chats deep in the thread. At some point, it's going to start forgetting all of the context that led up to that.
Yes, you nailed it. You nailed it. You get a little too long, it gets lazy. And let me tell you, the problem there is that's the same situation with code. When it does coding, that's why I'm not a huge fan of using it for coding, because you get, even if you throw one big problem at it, or if you have to have it read a large section of code, that's the context right there. I mean, even with the higher end paid subscription, where it has a bigger context, bigger library that it could store memory and read through, when you give it a ginormous file to read and understand, you burn through that context. So it pushes its memory down super fast, and then you're working from a starting point where it's already slowed down its memory. That's
interesting.
So for me personally, again, coding it's good for speed, may or may not work. But again, I think it runs into that problem with, you're at a bottleneck right away with it to a degree. Yeah.
All right. Well, shifting gears, we got the classic topic that I like to ask everybody about, which is, what kind of music do you listen to, and how has music been a part of your life?
So, music for me, 21 Pilots. It's kind of like my go-to. No?
Gotta look it up now. Yeah, I gotta look it up. I like hearing about new bands.
21 Pilots. Never. I know you're that West Coast. Is that? There's no way that's just East Coast. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. This is saying they're from Ohio.
Okay.
The imagery has shown me all sorts of different looks. Is it what kind of music is it?
It's like just a mix of trap, dubstep, hip hop, rap. They have a song that's in oh, what is that movie? They're in a couple of things. They're a couple big things. They're kind of a big band. 21 Pilots.
Oh, the Stressed Out song. Okay, I know that
Yes.
song.
Yes.
I just didn't
There
know
you
who
go.
the band was. Okay.
Yeah, I should have threw out there like what's one of their more mainstream songs.
Yeah, I remember seeing that video and thinking it was Travis Barker for some reason because the dude is like tatted up.
Love Blink 182 though, but I was actually gonna say too. So like lifelong, it'll never end. One of my favorite bands, Linkin Park. So I'm sure you know Linkin Park. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Love Linkin Park. Even with their new female singer. Like I know she had a lot of controversy of people didn't like her. I didn't like her at first. I'll be honest. Like, but I think when she came out, she was only doing covers of Chester. So that's why like I didn't like. I was like so sad. I was like, this isn't going to work. But they've put out some really good songs since then. They have they did the World's music. So Linkin Park was in League of Legends. They did the World's music, and that song is fantastic.
That's cool.
What kind
Yeah,
of what's your favorite? What's your go-to genre?
Oh boy, it's all over the place. It's more like phases and moods and whatnot. I think the most recent song that I liked, which I've talked about on the podcast before, was the promo song for Arknight's Infield that was done by One Republic, which is like
I love One Republic.
somewhat
Yeah.
it's somewhat embarrassing for me because a long time ago when One Republic came out and got really popular, I didn't like them at all. I think whatever the handful of songs were that were the radio songs, it's like if I hear a song over and over and over and over and over again somewhere, I just like kind of naturally hate it because it gets stuck on my head. But then the Whistle song came out, right? Whatever that one's called, like I don't know what you've been told. That and I like that song a lot. And then when I found out it was
title,
yeah, I can't ever remember. I just call it the Whistle song, but like that song's really good. And I was like, wait, that's One Republic. And then so I forgave them. I forgave them of their past sins and accepted that song. And then on the Game Awards, man, that Arknight song came on. I was like, that's a good song. That's a really well done, fun song. But I can't really think of anything lately that I could point to as a song. Artist wise, it's a lot of like weird progressive rock. And then every now and then I still go back to my old punk CDs. Pull up some Less Than Jake, some Face to Face, stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she got me. She's my only child. Yeah, she knows, she listens to all the music that I'm into, but she actually just got me into Chase Atlantic. Have you heard of that group?
Chase Atlantic.
Chase Atlantic. Mm-hmm. They're so similar. Their music style and the sound. It's very, very similar to 21 Pilots. Like it has the same flow. Yeah. And I think it's like that genre has really stuck with me forever. I'm 38 years old, 38. So my generation growing up, we were big into Eminem. Like, I was. Yeah. I was big into Eminem growing up. But I never really liked any other rap. Like I'm not a big rap focused person. It's more I moved into as soon as dubstep became a thing. That was like, oh, that's my genre.
Yeah,
I have those robot ears.
Yeah. Yeah, Skrillex is it's kind of the extent of the dubstep I know. I am that person who says I like dubstep and then all I can point to is Skrillex. But for me being into progressive rock, Skrillex is to EDM what like a progressive rock band is to rock. Like that's what I hear when I listen to it is all the craziness, the experimentation, what can I get away with and still have it be melodic.
Yeah. And that's the key word there, melodic. That's the music I listen to. If you listen to 21 Pilots, it's all about the melody. So as far as music musical instruments too. I play the piano. So for me, the key thing is metronome for everything. Any song, it's all about metronome. If I got a good through the whole thing, like that's where I'm sucked in.
Yeah, I get that. So like some pop, some chilled out music, good music back, but with a little bit of hip hop in it, a little bit of that element of hip hop.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
trying to think of it. I always like to recommend stuff. I'm trying to think of anything I could recommend. Well, there was the what was the group that Tim Armstrong did that was kind of hip hoppy, and they had a song on a hair commercial at one time. Transplants. Did you ever try the Transplants?
That's the name of the group, Transplants?
Yeah.
That doesn't not
Give that
not
one
ringing
a listen.
Okay.
Let's Google Transplants hair commercial. What song is that? Because that song is really cool. Of course, here's the commercial, but it doesn't say the name of the song.
Do they have something more mainstream? That's what I was just like looking. Transplants.
They, it's
Maybe I would
Tim Armstrong has like
recognize them.
18 side projects, and so none of them ever gain like massive followings. They're like, this one had a hit that was on a commercial, but it's cool because it's like, he's a punk guy, but this was his hip hop project. And I can't remember the other singer's name, but it's
I was gonna say, I
very.
just pulled them up. They look like more of like a punk band.
Oh yeah. They all come from the punk scene, but Tim Armstrong's cool. He's just like, can I make a reggae band? Can I make a hip hop band? Can I do this? And even Pink, I think, produced one of the Rancid albums. But yeah, give the Transplants a try. It's really cool because the guy, Tim Armstrong, when he raps, sounds like he's drunk. Just like anything else he does, he always sounds like he's drunk. He's mumbling. But the other guy is rapping at you like he's an angry white dude. He's just like, rah, 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 rah. But it still works somehow with the music. And you're still just bobbing your head, not being like hyper aggressive.
Nice. Right. Yeah, if it's got a good rhythm, like, listen, I'll probably end up staying on my playlist. All about the rhythm and just kind of the flow.
Diamonds and Guns, that's the song. So yeah, give that song a try. Diamonds and Guns. Diamonds and Guns. I did want to ask you about how many vape pens do you own? And how big is that a part of your life?
Oh man, if I could hold them up right here, like just yeah, like I used to smoke cigarettes. Like I worked in the casino business. So it's the worst habit, worst habit. I tell everyone, do not smoke. Like, just don't. It's terrible. It's horrible. And I say that, but I know I vape a lot, and it's it's people argue, and I won't argue against it. I do still think vaping's bad too, but I think it's just kind of the lesser of the two evils is how I look at it. I hate to say it that way, lesser of the two evils for sure, but yeah, man, I have a bad habit of throwing things away. That's my problem. I'm more of like a hermit. What's the word?
Hoarder.
Hoarder. I said hermit. More of a hoarder when it comes to that. And they're all cool looking. Like, I mean, they're everywhere over here. Listen, like there's 6 on my table at the moment. But yeah, ever since I started buying them, I just never want to throw them away. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It looks cool. Threw it in a drawer, and that drawer just has filled. Now we're on drawer number 2. They're big drawers. I have a lot of them. There's a big supply.
When we were talking about like culture, I mentioned vape, and the only reason I say that is because I remember seeing this video from like, it's probably 10 years ago now, of like a vape competition, and the competition was like blowing like crazy smoke rings.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you ever done anything like that? Oh, okay.
No. No, but you know why? You know why?
Like a cigarette.
Yeah. So there's different types. And I get the ones that you can get at a gas station. It's like a very basic. People that do that, they're fillable ones that you can put this like different. It's like a thicker liquid that will do that. It'll produce like massive clouds, and this does
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some big clouds, but not that extreme. Never really gotten to that point. I didn't do it for the coolness of that part of it.
I was still waiting for the day where I'm walking down the street and some dude does the Gandalf thing where he like blows a ring and then a pirate ship goes through it or some nonsense like that.
Right. I have seen those though. There's a lot of crazy vape tricks and vape competitions and stuff. There's some cool things where they could do with that, like blowing
that's
the
what's
ring,
fun
and then you
about
could blow like the arrow through it and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's what's fun about
Yeah.
culture is like people turn anything into some kind of subculture now. You know, like
Yeah.
Funko Pops, Jacks, like anything. And vape became, competitions, paid money competitions that are sponsored by
Right.
people who make vape pens. It's wild.
That is crazy. Yeah.
But no such luck. Dan is not a vape competition world champion. He's just an owner of many multicolored vape pens.
Yeah.
And it helped you quit smoking cigarettes.
It did. It really did. Like it got me off that, and even that wasn't an easy transition, but it yeah got me off of it.
Yeah,
Probably
I need
saved me some years of my life.
I'm trying to get unaddicted to diet soda right now, so I'm focusing on my carbonated waters. That's my step down.
Nice, nice, nice. I
Well,
try to avoid soda as best as I can. I try, but
oh, we sit in front of our computers and it's easy to just like rapid slam them, you know.
yeah, instead of having to go pour a glass of milk or orange juice, or yeah, yeah, it's better to have it handy.
Well, right on, Dan. Well, hey, man, thanks for joining the show today. I appreciate it. This is going to be a fun one. I can't wait for people to learn a little bit more about you, and really do appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for having me. This has been a blast. Love talking to you. Can't wait for Godforge. Looking forward to everything that you put out in the future too, man. This has been great.
Awesome. And we'll put a link below for your YouTube channel. And do you want me to include a link to one of the websites down there?
Yeah, my website, nice and easy now. I got DanManReal.com.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we'll get
secured
that.
my name.
We'll get that. We'll get that down in the description section as well. So check out Dan's content. Check out Dan's site with the optimizer to come soon after launch, hopefully. And yeah, thanks for coming, dude.
No problem. Thanks, man.
And thanks everybody for listening. Peace.